Run It Back Nation, what is good? It's good to see you. A couple days without a video or a stream from me. I was taking a little break, man. But I am back because I am a sicko. I'm a little bit under the weather right now as the seasons change. I got allergies like crazy, so if my eyes look like I was just hanging out on Kensington Avenue, chill out. It's just my allergies. All right. I did watch the 76ers game last night, and I have a few thoughts on it. The Sixers did win the tank off. You know, the Toronto Raptors and the 76ers were tied, and the winner of that game would fall to the 6th spot in the tank rankings on tankathon.com. The 76ers pulled off the loss, which is in the long run a victory. There was times in the game where I thought they were going to accidentally win because Quentin Grimes is really good. Jeff Doughton Jr. had a career-high 20 points, which NBC Philly celebrated with a graphic on the screen, which I think is more insulting than anything because Jeff Doughton Jr. is 39 years old, has been in the Summer League for 27 years, and has a career-high 20 points. But either way, some things happened throughout the game. I did fall asleep in the third quarter. Here's a photo of me watching the game in the third quarter. But I woke back up to tune in to the end of it. This is the reason that I'm not streaming these games right now because, there's no reason to be watching these games. Most of you guys are not watching these games anymore. You're just checking the score, make sure they lost. I do want to say this, though. I think I'm going to stream the rest of the games for the rest of the season for one reason and one reason only. When I sit downstairs in my living room and I say to myself, all right, I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to chill. I'm not going to take it too seriously, obviously, because they're not trying to win anymore. The broadcast is so hard to listen to. I almost can't watch it. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I hate it more than most people, but the 76ers broadcasters, and I hate to talk bad about people doing a job, but it is insufferable. It is not entertaining at all. It sounds super scripted and just predictable and fake. And the acting like this game matters thing. And, hold on, Allah, don't look now. It's a 7-point game. A lot of time left, and then the post-game show is like the first thing she says on the post-game show, Amy, shout out to Amy. I'm sorry to say this if somebody ends up sending this to you or something, and I know you're just doing your job, but the first thing she said on the post-game show was, the 76ers made way too many mistakes in this game, an unfortunate loss. And this is why TV's dying, bro. This is why TV is dying and YouTube and podcasts is the future of media, because you guys are lying to people's faces and they know you're lying. I don't think a single person tuned in to that post-game show and thought, wow, unfortunate loss for the 76ers. They just made too many mistakes. They had every opportunity to win this game, right? Stop lying. Why? NBC Philly, TV, writers, producers, all. Why? Why are you lying? Unless it's all, under the Josh Harris umbrella. It probably is. It's all partly owned by the team who is owned by him, and it's all an attempt at image, business image, and things like that. It's just absolutely terrible. And it's really hard to listen to the live broadcast. So I think I'm going to call the rest of the games on Twitch for the rest of the season. There's 17 games left. I think I'm going to call the rest of them because the broadcast is just absolutely brutal to listen to. Kate reminded us that there is still a lot of fun games left because one of them is Pride Night. I'm not going to make too many comments on that, but the only person going to be at that event is like one dude in a banana hammock trying to figure out where the party is. You know what I'm saying? A player, Lonnie Walker, hit his head on the floor really hard, and Allah said the floor is unforgiving. A time where you should probably say nothing at all is there's a guy laying on the floor who might be unalive. I can't watch it without focusing on the broadcast. So anyway, I'm going to stream the rest of these games. The Sixers pulled off the tank. Kelly Oubre started the game with an air ball. That's a good way to start. Andre Drummond shook his head at Kelly Oubre for stealing a rebound from him. That was great. It was a complete disaster from the start, exactly like you would want it to be. The Raptors went on a 25-6 run in the second quarter. The fourth quarter, for some reason, Nick Nurse challenged a charge call on Ricky Council. So we know you're not trying to win the game, but he wanted to look like he was trying to win the game, I guess. Or Ricky was telling him to review it, so I guess he was like, "All right, I'll just do that." And they won the challenge. But yeah, that the Sixers ended up losing. Thankfully, they did get it to within 3 points towards the end of the game, which was starting to piss me off. But they pulled off the loss, and they pulled off the tank. We're going to look at tankathon.com, and then I want to talk about some comments that Nick Nurse made after the game, and he kind of responded to what Daryl Morey said about Sixers fans on some weird, stupid live podcast that he was on. But first, of course, this is brought to you by our friends at BetUS. You can get 150% deposit bonus on your first deposit and 125% on your next two, up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. And tonight, we need the Brooklyn Nets to beat the Chicago Bulls to give the 76ers the secured fifth spot in the Tankathon. The Brooklyn Nets on BetUS right now are a plus 110. And there's the rest of the NBA odds for tonight. Orlando Magic, New Orleans Pelicans. It'd be nice for them to win a game too. Sacramento Golden State. So yeah, we need the Brooklyn Nets to win. There is the odds right there on BetUS. Oh, we got Lakers and Bucks also. Oh, I missed the Wizards and Pistons. Yeah, Wizards ain't winning that. Lakers and Bucks. Who knows? Lakers plus 218. That's actually not a bad bet right there. That is on BetUS. Get 150% deposit bonus for your first deposit, 125% on your next two. By using promo code YouTube150. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. Let's head on over to tankathon.com. And right now, because the 76ers beat the Toronto Raptors, or lost to the Toronto Raptors last night, I'm sorry, they won the tank off. They are 22-43. Toronto is 23-43. And Brooklyn is right there at 22-43, which is why we need them to beat the Chicago Bulls tonight. If the Pelicans win tonight, the Sixers are, a half a game closer to that, but that one seems a little bit out of reach with only 17 games left. Can you make up a 4.5 game swing? The Pelicans would have to go on some kind of crazy winning streak, and I don't think that's going to happen. So I think the Sixers, best case, are going to finish in the fifth spot with a 9.8% chance at the number one overall pick, and then we'll see what happens in the lottery. It would absolutely be the most Sixers thing ever for them to fall out of the top six in the lottery and lose their first round pick after tanking on purpose. But we put nothing past the Philadelphia 76ers. There's a picture of me sleeping again. All right, let's listen to what Daryl Morey said. For those that haven't heard it, he made a comment about Sixers fans, which is dumb. But it's Daryl Morey. He's so out of touch and disconnected with this fan base. He just seems like a cocky, arrogant nerd that doesn't really know a whole lot about athletics. He's a math guy. He's kind of that guy at the lunch table that, like, you guys are joking around and he, like, corrects you about, like, where the country of Portugal is located on a map or something weird like that. You know what I mean? Like, go back to the chess club, bro. Nobody wants you to sit here. Anyway, here's what Daryl Morey said. And then Nick Nurse actually had a comment on what Daryl Morey said.
We then lost a close game at home, which was very frustrating. And then we had a very bad loss in Game 7. And, it's a little bit similar to the LeBron-Michael Jordan argument.
Very random comparison.
Objectively, people should feel better about that than the next season.
Why are you out of breath?
We had a very entertaining Knicks series, like almost famously entertaining. I think it was voted best series that year. And
how old is Daryl Morey? Daryl Morey is 52 years old. I just want to let you guys know, as a health-conscious human being, this is not what a 52-year-old should look or sound like. All you got to do is be conscious of your health and get a little exercise from time to time. But anyway.
Was voted best series that year.
He's saying the Sixers losing to the Knicks, the Sixers fans should have been happier about that than the year before because it was voted the best series.
And for me, it was just stressful, but for everyone else, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
What an idiot, man.
And we lost in 6 games, to a Knicks team that was not as good as the Celtics team we lost to the year before. And I was very down after the loss. And I was like, man, people are going to be so angry. And they were angry. Obviously, everyone wants us to win. But they were less angry than the year before. And anger is all that drives Sixers fans, as far as I can tell.
Anger is all that drives Sixers fans, as far as I can tell. And this is the same guy that trolled us about the Tobias Harris crumble cookie thing. And he just doesn't seem like he just doesn't seem like he should be here. He doesn't. Can we just get him out of here? And before somebody says, "Oh, you're health conscious, but you drink Diet Coke," yeah, because it's 0 calories. So I'm in great shape. It does have aspartame in it, which could cause cancer. So maybe I'm in great shape and I get cancer. We'll find out soon enough. Anyway, here is what Nick Nurse said about that. Anger is the only thing that drives Sixers fans.
What's the quote?
Anger is all that drives Sixers fans.
I don't have any comment on that. Listen, I think our fans, one thing I know is the Philadelphia people are deeply, deeply passionate about sports. All the teams.
See, this is a guy who, I've criticized his coaching this year plenty of times, but this is a guy who's been involved in athletics and the center of the arena and the fans. And this is a guy that feels and understands the sport and has won championships on multiple levels. He gets it. Daryl Morey's just a guy from afar doing math equations and then laughs when everyone's mad because he doesn't even watch. He's not even watching, bro. It is pretty interesting that Nick Nurse responded that way. He said, I'm not,
I don't have any comment on that. Listen, I think our fans, one thing I know is the Philadelphia people are deeply, deeply passionate about sports.
Let me know in the comments, man. Do you see one of these guys getting fired this offseason? Do you see both of these guys getting fired? Do you think Daryl Morey could be the scapegoat here, as Nick Nurse seems a little bit more in touch with the fan base? Me personally, I think this whole thing's been a disaster and you need to clean house and start all over. But that's what Nick Nurse said about that. Speaking of Nick Nurse, whether he gets fired or not at the end of this season, this is very interesting. And I might put this in the title, and if you had to wait to the end of the video to see this, well, that's just better for the YouTube algorithm anyway. Thanks for being here. And leave a comment and drop a like. Last night in Nick Nurse's post-game press conference, he said something at the end that the 76ers cut out of the video on their official YouTube page. Listen.
Yeah, they are. They are. And obviously, again, 10 years here, super special place for me.
Talking about Toronto.
I don't know. I'm a competitive guy, though. I'd like our team to play a little bit better, and you kind of always want to get people a little bit, right? Yeah, I guess I'm getting used to it. I'm done.
Listen to that right there.
I'm done.
I'm done for. What did he say?
I'm done.
That's the end of the video on 76ers official YouTube page.
I'm done.
Well, here's what he said. The guy that asked him the question put it on Twitter. Yeah, they are. 10 years here. Super special place for me. I'm a competitive guy. I guess I'm getting used to it. Here's what he said. I'm done for this year. Now, he was talking about Toronto. So in the context, he said, I'm done for the year. I'm done coming to Toronto. But he did say, I'm done for this year. We'll see what happens next year. And the 76ers cut that out of the video. We'll see what happens next year. You can't find a video of him saying that. Well, at the end of that video ends abruptly, and the reporter that asked him the question put the quote on Twitter. We'll see what happens next year. It doesn't sound to me like Nick Nurse is interested in returning to the Philadelphia 76ers next year. And I said this all season long. He looks so frustrated, and I think his coaching had a lot to do with it. But this team has been such a disaster when he thought he was coming into a team that was going to be ready to win a championship. And he looks so frustrated and sounds so tired of it. I said plenty of times this season, Nick Nurse might step down before they have a chance to fire him. I think he might. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for returning. I am back. I am under the weather. All I want to do right now is lay down. It was honestly, it was hell to drag myself up here and put some of this stuff together to even record a video. But I did it for you. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Peace.